Hello, Mr. Brett Stubbs, captain of the Palm Beach Panthers, heading to the national finals this weekend. How you doing? And thank
Good,
you for
Charlie.
being here. Appreciate your time. I see you're in some school setting, right? What you're a teacher?
Yeah, I'm teacher. It's my normal. I'm just on planning period right now in the middle of the day, so I had a little time.
I,
Thanks for
I
having me.
I love that picture of Einstein in the background. That's
Yeah,
how you should go into that field.
yeah. My room's all decorated with all types of stuff.
What kind of teacher are you?
I teach science courses at Suncoast High
Okay.
School in Riviera Beach.
So Brett, we are a little behind in covering you guys because you went to Texas 2 weeks ago, right?
Yep.
And that was some amazing game. I'm gonna put some look who's here, always late, Mr. Ross Davenport. Thank you for coming.
I'm not,
Finally.
I'm not fucking late. It's 11:14.
Right on time. Right on time. Straight into
Man,
the studio. He doesn't need any prep.
nice to see you, Ross. Long time no see.
Listen, I got to make my real money somehow.
Are you complaining? What I pay you? What a disgraceful son of a.
Never.
Okay, we were just going to go over that crazy game that these guys played in Texas 2 weeks ago. Let me put that on screen. So Brett, what were you thinking when you scored off the kickoff, which is not something you do every game?
Yeah, we really did start hot here off the kick, which was great. Austin's in a great field here, and just that they weren't as prepared for us as I thought they were going to be. Nice break here by Bo, offload support by Jared, took it down. So really, a three-phase score here. And then Beanie, who's been danger all year for everyone, just makes an amazing individual play. And I don't think really anyone can match his speed right now. So, it was amazing. I'm right there running in, just hyped at that point. But to Austin's credit, I mean, they answered right back. They haven't been in a fight all year. I mean, if you look, they haven't been in a fight in a really long time. I did research on basically all their seasons going into this, and they really did show a lot of perseverance. I mean, they threw D Walker at us all game there. It was a battle.
And you were going into the second half. You were down a little bit, I think.
Down. I think the score was 12-10. Hard bounce here back to them. I think that was the score, 12-10. Yeah, we kicked for points right at the end, at the end of time. Fave hit a nice kick.
Yeah, these guys managing the scoreboard were messing it up because it was.
Yeah, there was some issues with the broadcast, of course.
That's because we weren't doing it, Charlie.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Should have just hired you guys out.
Yeah, I was actually. Were you watching the game, Ross? Were you being a good supporter?
I was not. I'm very busy on weekends, as you know. I did watch the highlights though, and big win for the boys. I mean, Brett, how does this feel compared to your last trip this far?
The last trip this far, I think it was more of a surprise for us. It's obviously exciting. Not a lot of teams that have advanced very far out of Florida. Tampa has, some D2 teams have. The first time was like a surprise. We were really riding that high of getting that far. At this point, I mean, before this, when we were going into the South Regional, playing against Savannah, who we had lost to last time, and then eventually Charleston, it was more of an expectation. Like, we were expecting to do well. We're more experienced. But when we got to this game, this was definitely the hardest of those three games. I mean, they are a well-drilled, well-disciplined team. They play a great field positional game, and they use their players very effectively. And we had a hard time dealing with that, especially in the first half.
Yeah, is that something you're not used to dealing at the D3 level in Florida? Kicking and field position battles.
It depends. And I think you kind of know the player personnel a little bit better, and we should have done a better job prepping our back three for the positions that they wanted to kick. I mean, I watched a lot of film. I know Oos and Ox watched a ton of film, but we should have drilled it more at training. Like, hey, if they're inside the 10s or near midfield, they're going to be looking to kick over, maybe not to get a 50-22, but at least to put pressure on your line out. And they did a really good job of putting us back on the back foot in the first half after that initial try. And then in the second half, our team answered back. I think the conditioning, the stuff that we needed to respond with, we did.
Good stuff.
We have to say this is a team that has won the national championship several times in the last year, correct?
Yeah. So they won in 2018, the year that we advanced to the semifinal. We lost to Long Island in the semifinal in extra time. And the Long Island played them. I watched that game, did research on that game. Then I watched their 2019 final run. They won again in 2019. They played, it's off the top of my head right now, I believe a team from Missouri, the Gazelles. I can't remember the town exactly. And they won that game very handily, 40-something to 12. And then, if you look at their Texas Union games, their average score was 75 points. I mean, they're putting up 75 points against all the teams. That's including the Texas playoffs. So they are a very, very well-drilled team. Their skills and also their game plan trickles down from their D1 all the way to this D3 team. And a lot of these players have multiple divisional experience, even in this year. There's a lot of players that had also been on their D2 roster who played in this D3 game. But this is their, a very talented team, and I expect them to be there again next year.
I would say that in this game, you guys always kept the score close, so that I think mentally keeps you really focused on what you have to do, right?
Yeah, we never pulled away, and then neither did they. It was always kind of back and forth a little bit. I think we lost a little bit of mental focus. You can see us here in our great red jerseys. Have to shout out to Chattanooga, who rented us their jerseys for the match, since ours somehow didn't make it from the airport to our hotel room.
We gotta talk about that. We'll get to that in a minute. Go on.
I have a nice pink pair of fluffy handcuffs that are going to be attached to whoever's responsible for the jerseys next time. Great individual play here from
you need to get that man a black shirt also, because he's
a
white one.
He can wear whatever color he wants to wear if he does that. I remember this play specifically because I'm behind him in support, and I see he's the first receiver. He's at 10. I said he has enough space, and I just yell at him. Said, "Beatty, just take him." And there was enough space. The referee was kind of moving through their defensive line, so I think the defender thought he had an extra guy with him, but he didn't. And so Beanie put that one move and put the foot in the ground, and then it was just a race from there. And again, he's always going to win that race. I told him, dude, you're a killer. That's all you got to do. Just get out there and do your work. And he did that for this game for sure. I think he had 3 tries this game.
I know who's going to be watching him very closely. Some Red Mountain Warhawk guys.
Yeah, Red Mountain, relatively new club. They're younger than Austin. They have a lot of big, skillful players. So definitely it's going to be different game planning for them. I threw a lot into this game as far as prepping for lineouts and plays, and so did Oos and Ox. So Austin really congratulated us. He said, "We knew you guys were going to be here. We knew you from 2018. I said, you guys were prepared. You were ready to play us, and we don't always see that from every side. So I was really happy with their view of us, and they're a quality club that I really enjoyed playing them. That sometimes that seems weird, but this was probably one of the highlight games for me. Whether we had won or lost, it was a great match to be involved in.
That's a great kick there.
Yes, Fabian from the sideline.
How was the officiating, Brett? I know you love Florida refs, so how's the officiating been in the postseason?
Postseason wise, I was very happy with the officiating at the South Regionals. Got along great with all of them. Obviously I love to express myself in certain scenarios, but try to do it in a respectful manner. Here at the East Regional, there were certainly some things that but it's pick and choose your battles. Where are you going to make the most impact in the game? There are certain things that players want me to complain about, and it's guys, that's over. He's not going to reverse that call. And the likelihood that it was a double movement. Everybody disagreed with that one try. The guy got tackled almost in the air because he jumped. He landed on the line. He initially went to pop it and place it back, and I actually had run behind him to stop that. But then he just turned over and then placed over the line. And a lot of players wanted to complain about a double move. I was like, guys, he's already called the try. He's not going to reverse that call. And the odds of that happening again, there's no point in arguing it. Like, you're not going to gain anything from that. So it's better to kind of hold on to that. Let's call it political capital until later.
Who can we blame for the jerseys? Who can we blame for that? Who can I give shit to next time?
So the jerseys. Ian Henry has done a great job for us for team managing all year.
That's the guy. That's the guy.
That's it.
That's the guy.
So I'm not going to put it completely on his shoulders. He gave it to a player. We got to Hertz. This is after our flight. Everybody's kind of tired. And we're waiting on our rental cars, which if you've been to rental car places, they're not the fastest services ever in the world, especially when you're getting 5 vehicles. So player put them down against a wall. And then when we all got up and left to go get our vehicles eventually, they never left that wall. They just sat there. And when we flew out, we came back to the airport to drop the vehicles off. They were still right there.
What?
I have heard rumblings that there's Haywood Williams, one of our players, may have been responsible at the time for the jerseys. But like I said, I got a pair of nice little fluffy pink handcuffs. And so whoever's responsible is definitely going to be latched down for a little while.
It sounds like Haywood may be responsible again for them, and hopefully they make it this time to Atlanta. What do you know? What do you know about the other 2 teams? Obviously, you'll have to play them on Sunday if you win on Saturday. What do we know about these other 2 sides?
So Red Mountain, I was able to find some film of them playing in their regional against Clark County, and then the other 2 teams are Queens City, which is from Colorado area, athletic. Strong team, likes to play very wide, very similar to us in those respects.
Right.
So that would be a very interesting, I think, high-paced match. Everybody would love to see that in the final. Union County is from New Jersey, very veteran side, well-structured. They've got good, tight 5, but also a fair amount of soft skills in their pack. If you see the type of play that they play with. So I think that they are very strong. I don't know exactly between Queens and Union. I think depending on the conditions, I would lean toward Union County, but could certainly be Queen City as well. And I did prep on all of these teams. I've looked at their lineups throughout the year. I've looked at every film I could possibly find and do line-out analysis so that we're as prepared for any of the teams on Sunday, whoever's up to the task to challenge us.
Charlie, have you given Stubbs his kicking instructions overall as a team after last time?
Well, after seeing his kicker in the last game, I'm pretty confident that is not going to be an issue. So, unless he gets injured, which was an excuse last time.
Our 10, Fabian, has been doing massive work just to get his kicking game up to scratch. And I mean, it's made leaps and bounds. So I'm pretty happy with that. Normally we also have another fly half, Justin Philpott, who's played with us in the past and had played with us in 2018. Great player, but his biggest utility is his boot. I mean, it's golden. So it hurts to not have him traveling with us this weekend, but we're going to do the best with all the players we have. And the double game weekend, you don't know what you're going to have on Sunday, so you really have to be prepped in any type of format.
Yeah, how many are you taking up? Because you do get to bring more. I think you get to bring more than 23, right? I think.
Yeah. So for Houston, we can only bring 23. We still had players travel with us who weren't in that 23 as supporters, or maybe if there was a last minute injury, we had to do a scratch. But 28, same as the East Regional, so we can take 28 players that we have to declare before we're going, and then from that 28, we can make a game time 23. But again, we're probably traveling with 30 players or so,
nice.
And then a ton of support from family and old boys and everybody in Florida rooting for us. Hopefully back here on the stream. So it's been a ton of support outpouring, and we can't be more appreciative of those things.
How's the fundraiser gone?
Fundraising has been good. I think when you get to this level, I mean. My wife would kill me for saying this, but I don't care how much the flight was or how much it took us to get there. Like, I'm going, but for some of these kids, it's, just to get money together to, for a $200 flight or for hotel rooms and things like that, it's not the easiest. They don't have as flexible of a budget. I mean, I'm a teacher. I don't really have a flexible budget, but my wife makes all the money. It helps those fundraising. So everybody supports, but when you have GoFundMe's going up, they've been up for a while, they lose a little bit of momentum. We had a little barbecue last week that helped out. We had supporters come out. We raised some money doing that. We're good where we're getting, or like our fundraising has got us to this point, and we're very happy to have done that. I think maybe in the future we'll try to think a little bit farther ahead to make some more fundraising gains during the year so that we can have those in the bank.
Well, luckily it's in Atlanta, which certainly helps compared to where it's been.
I mean, getting to Houston was much harder. Getting to Knoxville was really difficult, just because it's not a great airport to fly into, and University of Tennessee, me being a Gator, wasn't exactly happy about that either. Ken Simmons will hate me for that, but it's true. So being in Atlanta, really excited. Lucas Bastroki, who is the skills and strength and conditioning coach for Atlanta, is actually there. They have a away game, but I played with him at University of Florida, so it's great to go up. I'm actually flying in early so that we can have lunch together.
Nice.
It's not home, but it's good for it to be close to us. It makes it easier because we have some people flying and we have some people driving, but we're all going to get there in the end.
Charlie, we're testing your trivia here. Who are our most recent national champions?
Everybody knows that. Crew, man. 2010.
What was that, 2010? Okay, and then before that, Boca.
Oh, before that? I'm not that old.
Well, Boca just get to the Final Four. I can't remember if Boca won it or not. Obviously, UCF collegiately as well.
Yep, collegiately, yep.
But yeah, we haven't. It's been a while, so it's great to see you boys back in the Final Four again, Stubbs. And I think that last match was certainly going to be, I would think, going to be the hardest match you will potentially play in this postseason. Yeah,
it felt like that at the time because you're so excited and the team that you're going up against, and for me and for any players that were on that 2018 team, like that would have been the team we played. Like it's almost like going back in time to that championship match that we felt we all should have been there. So to get a match against them was great. But I know Red Mountain's going to be strong. These teams are hungry. Union County is hungry. If you watch their film, they are putting work on people. So we got to match that. We can't take a win over Austin as the end all be all, even though they're a high quality side. You have to still see that this is a huge opportunity for Palm Beach. And you can't let that pass you by.
Charlie, are they the Warhogs or the Warthogs? I'm looking at your graphic there.
Oh my God. Probably whatever you said.
I like the name the Warhogs though. I think maybe Gainesville. I think Gainesville should change to the Warhogs instead of.
Let's tease them like this. You guys, when you go up there, just call them Warhogs, whatever they're called.
That sounds scarier than a warthog, though, Charlie. I think I'd rather face a warthog than whatever a warthog is on the rugby pitch.
Damn.
Or Stubbs, everybody healthy? Everybody come out of that last round healthy?
Out of the last round, we're in pretty good shape. Just because it was a single game weekend, playing another match after playing Austin would have been very difficult. The South, not so much. We've had some injuries there. So it's still recoveries coming from that. Our scrum half has been hurt, and he's been working on recovery. Would be great to have him. He's in the 28, but he's been testing it. Tim had an injury as well to his ankle. He's been good because he did play for us in that Austin's game at 9 and came in and played great. Really gave us some solidifying play there. Our forwards are always banging, but you gotta. It doesn't matter, everybody's got to strap up. It's time to go. So, I've been lucky throughout my career to not really have massive injuries. Besides, everyone will tell you that my head loves to bleed. But besides that, to just make it to this point, I'm turning 34 this month. Like, I don't have a lot of time left in the tank, Ross. This is pretty much it for me. So I'm like, whatever happens to me, if it's broken, just tape it up. I'm going back in.
Well, I'm glad to hear Tim's injured because he never gets injured playing touch. That's probably why he gets hurt. Is that he has no contact for months on end, and then suddenly decides to. I know he's not young either, but he's just not used to that contact thing.
I think he's going to punch you next time he sees you for saying that wrong.
He knows I always give him grief about touch, only because we've lost 2 referees to torn ACLs from touch, and that's partly why I despise it as a competitive thing. I'm okay with it at practice for a little warm up, but competitive touch is going to be the death of me.
Okay, man. Well, good luck. I know you guys are gonna make us proud. We're gonna be watching. I was showing the link there. It's gonna be streamed by the Florida Network, which is a free service, and it's pretty good most of the time. So, looking forward to watching you guys.
Yeah, the games are Saturday is at 10 a.m.
10, yeah, against the Warhawks.
Sunday at 9 will be the stream for the championship match. And then, around 11 o'clock, I expect to have a beer in my hand and celebrating with my mates. It's going to be a great weekend.
Okay, looking
Morning.
forward.
So these morning matches, just got to keep the boys away from Atlanta downtown on Friday night, I guess.
No, that's not going to be a problem. This team is, there's a lot of young, I wouldn't say good-looking guys, but guys that could probably have fun if they went out. But they're focused. They're ready to go. I'm more worried that it's a different time than we've played all year. It's a morning match. That's one of the reasons that I'm flying so early. I get to see Lucas and I have some buddies from UF coming in for the match as well. But I'm going to make sure everybody's in their bed, lights out. Let's get up and get ready to play, because that's going to be our focus on Saturday, and that's going to be our focus on Sunday. And then, I don't care if you go on a bender for the rest of the week after the game, but that's not me.
Yeah, Usti put the fear of God in them. I've seen Usti when he's angry, and it's not pretty.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
I've
so
seen
have
him watch.
Yeah, well, best of luck, Stubbs. Safe travels up there. I know, obviously, hopefully everybody makes it out there safely when it comes to flights, etc. I know that can be an issue. Hopefully the weather's looking all right. How's the weather looking up there this weekend?
I haven't looked too far ahead, but I think we'll be in good shape. Obviously the type of game that we play is a bit more expansive. So, drier, sunnier conditions favor us. Muddier conditions would probably favor the other sides. But, we're the best team that's going up there.
Of course. Hey, listen,
I don't care what it's like. We're going to win.
Maybe a good idea is you guys put on your jerseys when you're on the plane and just don't take them off until game time.
I'm more concerned about the jerseys taking it to the game than I am the game right now.
Hey, you should. They always say you should travel looking like a team. So yeah, just put the jerseys on.
I'll tell this story real quick. So there was one jersey that one of our players took home from the previous match that I ended up collecting for him during the week. So it wasn't in the bag with the rest of the jerseys. And Ian was very adamant that I make sure that I had that jersey when I brought it with me. And so I did. In fact, it was the only jersey that made it to the field that day because it was in my personal kit bag.
You should have used it.
The number 18. So we'll probably have to retire that one and just put that nose jersey up.
Amazing. Okay.
Good stuff. Cheers,
Thank you, man.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me, and look forward to going over the highlights after we come back.
Oh, for
yeah,
sure.
bring back that trophy.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Did you record?